Starting to the top right. After a long hiatus, we have
FXO Choya.
Probably had to re-record that.
Yeah, a lot of cheers in the crowd actually for this guy.
The first Protoss vs. Protoss game that he plays in Heart of the Swarm in the booth. The bottom left, we have his opponent here on Yonsu. It is
StarTale, Avenge.
And Avenge Pylon Scouts, something that most people will tell you not to do on a two-player map in PvP, just because you don't usually get a lot of information. But he's playing against Choya, so kind of necessary. He checks for proxies, and there is a jack-o'-lantern because today is Halloween. I'm not exactly sure what just happened there, but
yeah, me neither.
But anyway, that's a pumpkin. Moving along, he goes in here and actually tries to get the double gas steal, is unsuccessful. And one of the most annoying things, actually, when you're trying to go for a very specific build, which is probably what Choya's plan, is when your gas gets stolen. Because then you're like, well, I guess I can't do anything that I wanted to do anymore.
I actually try to find out where exactly that thing is.
I think it's actually at the desk, at the check-in desk. That's my guess.
Could be, because I cannot find it anywhere. I don't think it's in the studio.
It's a ghost. It's a ghost pumpkin, and so you can't find it.
Ghost pumpkins.
It went back invincible.
Ghost
Invisible pumpkin man.
And there we have a little bit of the micro going on that Avenge already showed us in other games, just going between the mineral patches and the gas here. So trying to steal as much as possible and screw with his opponent's mineral mining as well.
Yeah. You know, what you do here is you take gas and minerals away from your opponent slowly but steadily, which actually can make a big difference if the game goes long. And he's going to steal probably in total maybe like 50 of each at best, like in the perfect case scenario, but it's still annoying. Disrupts mining as well.
Exactly, you screw with your opponent mining like quite a bit, and that's of course something that Choya is not going to be too happy about. But we have him with a much faster 700 score here.
Yeah, this is true.
As you can see, Harvester count is currently in favor of Avenge, so Choya definitely playing the more aggressive style.
Yeah, he also chrono boosts his core, something that the probe did not see. 4-gate is kind of never seen anymore, but you do see aggressive gateway pressure sometimes in PvP. And the reason why his gateway is so far ahead is, or rather his core, is not because he's like rushing a 4-gate necessarily, which actually with the second chrono boost looks like he may be doing something similar to that, but it's also because of the gas steal. You know, that 75 minerals that Avenge did dump into that's going to affect his build.
The probe is still lingering around. We'll try to find another way into the main base a little bit later on to make sure that he knows what exactly is going on here. But for now, we have both of them heading into additional gateways here.
I think Choya's actually just going to do a 2-gateway pressure into a Nexus. I don't think he's actually going to... He can't commit to tech anymore because his gas was stolen, and he can't 4-gate because, I mean, this is Heart of the Swarm. You can't really 4-gate. You can barely 4-gate in the Wings of Liberty, so...
Maybe Choya doesn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while for him. He's a little bit rusty.
Yeah, but I don't think that's really going to happen. So, for now, we have, once again, Avenge with the double stalker here, something that he has shown us several times in PvP already. He wants to be aggressive there and goes into a Stargate to follow things up, whereas Choya with the extra gate is now heading into the expansion. As mentioned before, with the gas steal, he's in a little bit of predicament here.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Zealot and the Mothership Core meet a Stalker in the night, and the Stalker actually is going to go up here and scout. That's why he leaves the probe here. And this is Stalker's going to have to walk away. But the probe actually unspotted. The Nexus unspotted as well. Is that a word, unspotted? I don't think so, but he didn't see it.
Unscouted, I guess.
Unscouted, I think that's what I was going for there. The gateways rallied to the Stalker, so he actually will be able to force his way up here and see. And then use the Oracle to harass. So he's going to try to force some multitasking here on the Choya.
Yeah, that could actually do a lot. If he's able to pin down Choya at the ramp and then suddenly the Oracle sneaks in with Choya having no information whatsoever, then Avenge could do a whole lot of damage here. So Choya has to be careful with that, and you can already see that the Stalkers at the ramp are just trying to make sure that there is no scouting.
Yeah, gate being added, robotics, and to be totally frank, I really like Choya's position in this game. He's got a fast Nexus, he's got good tech. It's all about his defense against the Oracles.
He doesn't have a lot of anti-air, to be quite honest. He has one single Stalker, that's about it. He has a few sentries there that are just trying to guard the ramp. Of course, he can rely on the Mothership Core to a certain extent for the Photon Overcharge. But still, a lot of the Harvesters here could go down.
And it's really, I mean, this could actually, I mean, this is basically an all-in from Avenge. He's going to try to kill Choya here.
He says he sees the Oracle. Yeah, he has to do some damage now. He doesn't have an expansion, so if he doesn't do damage here, then he's going to fall so far behind. So Avenge is definitely now, as you already said, in a position where he has to go for it.
Yeah, and the overcharge, he's going to want to use that in the natural, not in the main base, and he's already losing 5 workers here.
He saw that with the hallucinated Phoenix. He doesn't realize that there's an Oracle. The Oracle kills everything, and that's 9 kills, 10, 11. Oh my god.
Oh, Choya is losing
15,
everything here.
16.
He's still not pulling anything back. Now he finally does, but he's going to need a force field.
Whoa!
Wait, is he not?
That's 20 Harvesters killed with a single Oracle.
Well, that is game.
I don't even know what to say. This is... I've never seen this before.
Well, clearly Choya didn't either.
Yeah. Like...
I think that was just a lack of multitasking on Choya's part here. Time warp on the ramp.
I'm really sorry, but I have to question Choya's choice of putting himself out on the map after this. He saw it with the hallucinated Phoenix.
Or at least it was visible to him. That's for sure.
Well,
whether he saw it or not
this is game. There is no income anymore. There's nothing to sustain this.
Well, you know what? Immortal pops out here.
Yeah, Immortal pops out and Immortal...
With all the Zealots here, he's going to hold.
Yeah, he's going to hold because he doesn't have Blink. But
and you know what? There's
22.
There's double Nexus, though. I think Choya is going to die to follow up, but like, I thought he was going to just die right away.
He's in a better spot than I thought. I actually thought for a second, I don't know why, that there is even Blink for the Stalkers, but now he's even killing more Harvesters.
And he's just going to walk in, and he can warp in more units, so...
Yeah.
The Zealot's coming in here as well, and that's really like the kicker, because before he didn't have any of those, and now...
Nice micro here so far. Actually, Choya would have had such a great position here if he would have been able to defend a little bit better. Just a simple warp it would have helped him so much. As is, we have 12 Harvesters against 22, double Nexus against 0. Another Oracle is already on the way, trying to take down more Harvesters. And that's going to be the big part, since we have only 2 Stalkers and 1 Sentry.
Exactly. The Oracle here is going to just do so much. He needs to micro those Stalkers. He can't fight like this. I don't know why he's walking out here.
He just doesn't have the income right now to really get the units into the game that he needs to stop this.
How much energy is on the Mothership Core? 69. That's not enough.
Yeah, that's definitely not enough. This Oracle, he doesn't even try to sneak into the main base. He's just going for the attacks.
Yep. And that's going to really be lights out here, because Choya does not have anything. Time Warp is all he's got, and...
the Oracle kills the Stalkers here.
Yeah. And, like I said, lights out. Choya now going to lose every last single probe. GG.
Well, that was disappointing.
Yeah, that was, you know, had he defended the main base, like you said, with just the simple warp in, or at least pulled his probes, maybe.
Yeah, even pulling the probes would have helped him so much. If he doesn't have the income after the attack is over to warp in units, then he has a decent chance there. But 20 kills on Oracle, that was, yeah, he definitely didn't really see that.
And that will be Choya's final game for FXOpen. And I mean, honestly, we're being like really frank about it. We're being really honest with you guys about this. That was a poor showing, and I think that's probably going to stick with Choya for a while. That's you know, it's your last game before the sponsorship ends, and it's a pretty epic situation. You know, you're playing in the team league and you go down like that. I almost feel bad for Avenge for Avenge gonna have to live with what he's done to that Oracle for the rest of his life. That's got to be like the most frustrating loss ever to take. When you were a player at one point who was great at multitasking. You were one of the top players, one of the top rosters. You were an all-inner, but you know you were on top of your reaction time, and then you sit in the booth years later, and you know you don't see an Oracle kill all your probes. That's like, I'm out of shape. You know, like that's the kind of feeling that like you give to all of your fans. Ouch.
Yeah, that kind of sums it up, I guess. I mean, I don't want to be mean here, but like if you put yourself over players like Lucky, Gumiho, then you have to do better than that. I have no problem with him losing the match against Avenge. Everyone thought he would lose it, but losing it like this,
especially considering that like if he had you know, just microed a little bit better or saved his probes, like he might have actually been able to hold and stabilize there. It was a nice timing by Avenge. You know, it's the time that we see all the time with just a ton of non-blink stalkers with Oracle to distract. You pull half the units in the main, you can force field your opponent into the main, then kill a natural, Herald and continue the
just
attack.
don't really understand how he couldn't see it. When he sent the Phoenix out, the hallucinated Phoenix, there was not a lot of going on the map. So usually you pay a little bit attention to the minimap and see what's coming. Even if you only see the dot and if you are not able to really jump to the location and then see the Oracle, what else could there be?
The only thing that I could think is like he thinks it's a fake, like a hallucinated Oracle, the Scout or something. That's the only thing I could think of.
But the Phoenix continued to scout, and he saw no base, and he saw the Stargate. So like,
and then also
there has to be an Oracle. What else is there if you see these Stalkers approach?
Right. Well, I mean, even if he doesn't see it, he should at least see it killing his 20 probes of his.
Yeah, if you miss it at the beginning and then suddenly he has 5 kills already, and like, but 20? Losing everything?
He didn't have a lot of anti-air, but he should have warped in with the 3 gateways that he was having. Like, the third one was finishing, could have gotten 2 Stalkers in there, at least distract the Oracle, bug out its AI, at least distract it a little bit while you deal with the threat at the front.
And, I mean, as you said, like, the position in general, the opening that he had was a solid one. So if he saves a lot of these Harvesters that he lost, maybe even if he just saves 10 of them, suddenly he has a 2-base economy, and he has 2 saturated bases, actually, so he can start warping in additional units. He had the robotics already, so we saw the second Immortal coming out. All these things would have suddenly just added up, so the second attack for Avenge would have been much more difficult to handle.
Yeah.
From a build order point of view, as you already mentioned in the game, I think that Shoya had actually a really good position there.
Yeah, that was... But it's just one of those things where Choya's going to be sitting there going, I can't believe I didn't see it. You know, it's like the same thing that happens to like a low-level, player who's even just like in mid-masters, who's there like, I just can't believe I didn't see that Oracle. We've all had games like that.
Reminded me a little bit of the Suo Shin game that we saw back then.
Yeah. Don't remind me of that game.
With the 1 sentry.
There are a lot of painful games, actually, in StarCraft history. That will go down as one of them for me. Well, Hurricane actually coming in here as actually a really strong Protoss player for FXOpen, who is actually playing full-time and not coaching and managing a team.
And right now we're going in the game where we thought, alright, this is going to be one of the matches that most likely is going to be won by FXOpen, since Panic is a decent player, but Hurricane has more experience. He is... he's just more well-rounded.
Notice Choya sits, by the way, by himself on the edge of the bench with the team.
I don't think he wants to talk to anybody.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And here's Panic, of course, really making a name for himself this season, and somebody that we saw on Zenex a long time ago, and with the merger, he was dormant, not dominant. Dormant, not dominant for quite some time, and now he's popped back in.
At the same time, though, Panic kind of lost all of his games in the GSTL so far. He didn't really win any big games, but we see him a lot more often, and he had good showings.
Yeah.
But before we go into another Protoss versus Protoss, we have a 5-minute break, guys, and then we see Hurricane versus Panic. See you guys in a few.